Welcome to another episode of AGM Perspective, where we discuss real issues in real time. Today, I want to cover, before I get to that, everybody all right? I come to you today in the name of peace, love, solidarity, and always Black power. I wanted to touch on something, expand on something, because something been heavy on my heart. You see a lot of people send messages to my platform, sarcastic messages geared towards Grandmaster Jay, like they're rejoicing that the brother's off the air and not being as effective as he was in the past. Now, I don't know if they're trying to break my spirits or try to attack me or gloat or whatever it is, but I'm here to tell them that I will always have respect for that man because he made history. The man was standing up for people of color, Black people. The man was the representative, a leader that we can see, a leader that came up from amongst the people, a leader that was effective in showing at the public what organization can accomplish. Now, if we really look at it, the world is changing today. You see the Haitians being abused on the borderline coming across from Mexico, being whipped, kicked, living in squalor, all because most of them was fleeing prosecution, persecution, oppression, and try to seek a better life for themselves and their family. Now, this brother Grandmaster Jay, of all the things, we understand that since Cointelpro, which still exists today, anyone who comes to galvanize the people, any good shepherd, effective, is a threat or viewed as a threat, even though the individual might be following the law, the letters of the law to the T. There's always going to be something that the powers that be will attack, twist, and use to their own advantage, as they did the brother. Lies, manufactured. Case manufactured because they're trying to win it all by any means necessary. All ethics is out the window. All scruples, all morals is out the window. The only thing that's being focused upon is a win. To take this brother out of circulation, to take this brother away from his platform where it can be more effective, where he can speak to a large demographic of people to help them to straighten out themselves and be self-reliant instead of being a burden to the system. But all that is being viewed as a threat. All that is provocation. Then you got all these trolls who rejoicing, but they don't know the ramifications of taking this brother out of circulation. Whereas this brother was educating people and giving them knowledge to be more productive, taking him out the equation can only worsen things. But they can't see that. Or maybe they can. Maybe that's what some people want. They want regression. Because when you regress, it gives them a reason to imprison you. But today, we're not going to fall into that trap. Today, we have to be smarter. We have to be wiser. All these centuries, we have learned the tricks. So we have to be able to avoid them. We have to be mindful that there's a demographic of individuals who would prefer us to remain sleeping instead of becoming awoke, becoming conscious, becoming self-reliant, becoming independent. Because anytime they see a black man taking up arms and talking about defending themselves and holding the powers that be accountable for what they do, it's a red flag, it's a threat. They prefer to see you docile. They prefer to see you as an individual that's like a sheep, confused, lacking direction, energy that's unfocused. It's chaos. And some people love that. They prefer that. So I always will respect Grandmaster Jay, no matter all the negative things that's being said against the brother. I will always remember how this brother was able to make history as bringing NFAC, his brainchild, into being a vanguard of people of color, black people, to hold the populace responsible for the things, illegal action, violation of constitutional rights, violation of civil rights, representing us on the front line, unapologetically. Now, they could say what they want about this man. But if this man was not a factor, if he was not a threat, they wouldn't have moved against him so aggressively to take him out of the equation. they wouldn't have moved against him so strategically if he wasn't a factor or a direct threat to them. So I say, I salute, in fact, and Grandmaster Jay. But we understand organization is only as strong as its weakest link. Sometimes when a house divides, it cannot stand because we don't know the details. But when you have defection and dissatisfaction from amongst your ranks, we have to ask ourselves, what's the cause of it? What caused it? But history will tell it all. History reveals all. So sooner or later, when somebody writes a book or dissect the subject of Grandmaster Jay, and in fact, the truth will come out. The truth will be visible for all to see. As I said before, the brother was respected not only in his community, but abroad, internationally. And we know that from Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and others, when people become, or leaders become international and have a following and are able to influence those abroad and regionally, they are viewed as threats. There's a lot of leaders on the scene who are allowed to lead, quote unquote, lead. But the question is, where are they leading the people to? Year after year, we're not seeing no progress. So that there's a question. Where are they leading the people to? Is anything getting better? On the surface, yes, it is. But below the surface, that festering wound is rife and infectious, and it's poisoning the whole body. So what we see on the surface is not necessarily what's happening or what's going on internally. The world is changing. Mandates are coming out. Our leaders is being paid to promote certain medicines or whatever and encourage us as a people to follow suit. Not for our benefit, but for their benefit and enrichment of themselves and their organizations. Now, I'm not going to call no names, but if the shoe fits, wear it. I'm not here to slander anybody. I'm just here to tell the truth as I see it, my perspective. This is AGM Perspective. This platform is a platform I created so that I could give my perspective of what I see, what I observe. Somebody else might see it different. That's the beauty of the world. Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own perspective. I respect that. But just like I respect that, respect my point of view also. Each voice counts. Each voice is another spectrum. If it's positive, a spectrum of light, a spark that'll make you think, a spark that can generate energy to make you move. So don't follow what people say. Make up your own mind. Observe, analyze, decide, choose. The choice is yours. Our choices are ours alone. That's why these mandates need to be questioned. Whenever anyone is trying to force you into a certain position and take away your personal rights, something is wrong. And then trying to get other people that look like you to influence you to go along and come along, something is wrong. But I'm vigilant. I'm on the case. I'm observing. And I will be here to give you my perspective. This is your brother, AGM, once again. Peace, love, solidarity. Black power, one love. Peace.